was appropriate, and also hearing the prophecy that the major disciple would attend a new tower Samyak Cambodia, hearing matters relating to causes and conditions of previous existences, and hearing how the Buddha possessed great freedom and transcendental power, attend what he had never before, and his mind was purified and felt like dancing. Immediately he arose from his seat, advanced to a position in front of the Buddha, touched his head to the ground, and bowed to the Buddha's feet. Then he withdrew to one side, gazed up in reverence at the face of the Honored One, his eyes never leaving it for an instant, and thought to himself, the world Honored One is very extraordinary, very special. He asking rarely to be encountered, adapting himself to the various nature of the people of this world, and employing expedient means and insight. He preaches the law for them, drawing living beings away from the greed and attachment to this or that. The Buddha's blessings are such that we cannot set them forth in word. Only the Buddha, the Word Only One, is capable of knowing the wish that we have uh, had deep in our hearts from the start. Um, more Bhakti. I don't know who is Pona, Maitreya, and Sutra is. So this person, so after he hear about the Buddha teaching, and he also hear the prophecy that the Buddha made about the major disciples. He hear many things about the Buddha, and he see that how the Buddha is uh, had a great freedom and trans, transcendental powers, and he never seen before, and so he so his mind is purified and feels like dancing. So he arose from his seat and paid respect to the Buddha, and he gazed up in reverence, and he never leave his eyes, and he thought to himself that he that the Buddha is very extraordinary, very special. His action is rarely to be encountered. So so all this thing that he had in his mind is pay respect to the Buddha, and he would do what the Buddha do. He will employ ex, expedient means and insight. He would prefix the law for them, and he would try his best to help the living being to stay away from the greed and attachment to this and that, and and that's how I know that more about time.
Mm. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Cô Thân Nguyễn, you know who's this person? Who's this Arhat?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ah, okay. So uh, he is one of the Buddha great disciple, 10 great disciple, uh, and his name is similar as the one that request the Buddha go into the country to teach the people. That's not easy to teach. So Puna here is different from that person, from that monks. Uh, you remember the monks that asked Buddha permission to go there to teach? But Buddha say that if you go there, they may hit you, they may scold you, they may slander you, they may harm you. Remember that story, right? But he say, well, if that's the case, he's still compassionate. So the Buddha say, if what happened, they kill you then. So he say, well, if that's the case, they help me to release from this physical body to attain liberation then. So that this born earned the Buddha approval for him to go there to teach. So that's Puna is different from this one. So this one Puna here, I think the Buddha mentioned his name and his has the conversation with the Buddha in a part of the Sutra. Mm. Probably in the
I think I remember the story, but I forgot its name. Or
yeah. What's your story?
and then it was in the end when he was in meditation and he knew that the people come to kill him. Was that is that and he's still saying. Um, I think I remember the story, but I forgot the name of the monk.
Yeah. So basically, he's different from the other monk who has the same first name as him. The monk that I told you, that's he asked Buddha permission to go there to teach, but the Buddha warned him, if you go there, people may hurt, even may kill you. So he said, no problem, I can go. So later on, the Buddha approved him to go. So this Puna is, I think, is different. One that Buddha mentioned in Surama Sutra, I think, where he discussed with the Buddha about the mind and the cell. Mm. So basically, he's one of the 10 Buddha former student then. Okay, so it's like the other part here. The Buddha gave the addition to these monks. So before that, he was surprised to see. Uh, Let me share with you one more times. Uh, all the monks have been given the prophecy that they would become Buddha in the future. That's why he bowed to Buddha and request the Buddha teaching. Uh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Thân Nguyễn. Can you do this, please?
Yes, Thầy. At that time, the Buddha says to the monks, "Do you see this Puna Maitra Yani Putra? I have always commended him as being foremost among those who preach the law, and I have always praised this various blessing, his diligence in protecting, upholding, aiding, and proclaiming my law, his ability in teaching, benefiting, and delighting the four kinds of believers, the thoroughness with which he understands the correct law of the Buddha, the great degree to which he enriched those who carry out its Brahma practice. If one accepts the third come one, there is no other who can so thoroughly exemplify the eloquence of its theory."
Mm.
thưa thầy, so in this part, the Buddha teach and told the monks about this monk Puna Matrayani Putra. I want to search what is its name in Vietnamese, but I cannot find it.
Lâu na con.
Yeah. So he's really his ability in teaching and benefit and delighting the four kinds of believer, and he always has the correct in the understanding the law of the Buddha, so that he can carry out Brahma practice. I don't understand what eloquence of its theory.
Okay, eloquence means he has that eloquence to speak the Dharma. And you know what means Brahma practice?
No, today.
Brahma is here in the sense that's the pure practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he is foremost in teaching Buddhist teaching, preaching the law. So here the Buddha prays to this monk, right? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Jimmy, you can read this.
You should not suppose that Purna is capable of protecting, upholding, aiding, and proclaiming my law only. In the presence of 90 million Buddhas of the past too, he who at that time preached the law, he was likewise foremost. In addition, concerned the law of emptiness preached by the Buddhas, he has clear and thorough understanding. He has gained the four unlimited kinds of knowledge and is at all time capability of preaching the law in lucid and pure manner, free of doubt and complexities. He is fully endowed with transcendental powers of Bodhisattva. Throughout his allotted lifespan, he constantly carries out Brahma practices so that the other people living in the area of that particular Buddha all think. Here is two voice hearer. Yes, Mofak. How I understand that Purna is like similar to Buddha, Gautama Buddha, and he was reaching for other 90 million Buddhas in the past as well. And he was preaching the law of the Buddhas. And also for them to understand four unlimited kinds of knowledge in his preaching. Over.
Okay. So these are the four types of let me share with you here. What they call four types of unlimited knowledge. As the definition here. So the first one is complete understanding of the law or teaching the Buddha. complete mastery of the meanings deriving from the law, the Buddha teaching, complete freedom in expressing the teaching in various languages and dialects, and the last one, the ability to preach to all people at will by employing the first 3 powers. So these are the 4 unlimited knowledge of an arhat who have that skill to teach others. Okay. So okay. You follow Tammy?
Yes.
Yeah, Tammy.
Okay. And Pruna, by employing this expedient means, has brought benefit to immeasurable hundreds and thousands of living beings and has converted immeasurable samakas of persons, causing them to turn toward Anatra Samaka Sambuddha. In order to purify the Buddha lands, he constantly devotes himself to the Buddha's work, teaching and converting living beings. Monks, Pruna was foremost among those who preached the law in the time of the 7 Buddhas. He is also foremost among those who preach the law in my presence now. And he will likewise be foremost among those who preach the law in the time of the future Buddhas who appear in the present. Wise Kalpa, in all cases, protecting, upholding, aiding, and proclaiming the law of the Buddha. In the future, too, he will protect, uphold, aid, and proclaim the law of immeasurable, boundless Buddhas, teaching, converting, and enriching immeasurable living beings and causing them to turn towards Anatra Samaka Sambuddha. In order to purify the Buddha lands, he will continuously apply himself with diligence, teaching and converting living beings. So it's just talking about how many beings he's saved, he's converted and saved, and how many in the past and present and future he will continue to do this for.
Okay. So it's straightforward, right? So he was the foremost among those who teach the Buddha teaching, right? In the past, in the present, and in the future too. So that's why the Buddha could bestow the petition for him to become Buddha in future. John, would you like to read, please?
Little by little, he will become fully endowed with the way of the Bodhisattva, and when immeasurable unsampya kalpas have passed, here in the land where he is dwelling, he will attain a Nuttara Samyak Sambodhi. He will be called law of right, thus come one worthy of offering of right and universal knowledge, perfect clarity and conduct well gone. Understanding the world. Will an excel worthy training of people, teacher of heavenly and human beings, Buddha, world on the one.
Okay. Do you understand this part?
Please. I'll say I understand a bit of it though.
So basically, the Buddha in their tradition, right? He would be Buddha, he attain Buddhahood or become Buddha. And his name would be called Law Pride Third One, right? And basically, these are what we call the 10 titles of Buddhas. Like worthy of offerings of dry universal knowledge and so forth. So those are the 10 titles, 10 common universal title of any Buddha. Okay. Yeah, Thân Thiên, please witness.
Yeah, no problem. The Buddha will have 1,000,000,000 fold will equal in number to dangerous sand as fish through the land. The ground will be made of 7 treasures and level as the palm of a hand, without hills or ridges, ravines or gullies. The land will be filled with terraces and towers made of 7 treasuries, and the heavenly houses will be situated close by in the sky, so that human and heaven beings can communicate and be within the sight of each other. There will be no evil path of existence there, nor will there be any women. All living beings will born through the transformation and will be without lewd desires. They will gain great transcendental powers. The bodies will emit bright glow, and they will be able to fly at will. They will be firm in intent and thought, diligent and wise, and all alike will be adorned with golden color and the 32 features. All the living beings in that land will gradually take 2 kinds of food, one being the food of the Dharma joy and the other the food of meditation delight. There will be immeasurable samyaks, 10,000,000,000 of Anuttara Bodhisattvas there, who will gain great transcendental powers and 4 unlimited kinds of knowledge, and will be skilled and capable in teaching and converting the different variety of living beings. The number of voice hearer will be beyond the number of calculation or reckoning to determine. All will be fully endowed with the 6 transcendental powers, the 3 understanding, and the 8 emancipations. So yeah. So from this year, the Buddha mentioned about the Buddha land of Puna. What are they like? And so he mentioned that there will be no evil path of existence. Oh wait. Oh, so this is new. So this part that I never seen before. It say that human and heavenly beings can communicate and be within sight of each other. This is new, and I never seen this before. And the other one is so there will be no path of existence there, so there will be no women. And what else is new? They all will gain the great transcendental powers, and the body will emit bright glow, and they will be able to fly at will. So there is another new things that all living beings that born in this land will be adorned with the golden color and 32 features. That I never seen before.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, we talk about 6 transcendental power, 3 understanding, and 8 liberation. That's what I mentioned before, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Here, the Buddha say that for Puna, So when he became Buddha in the future, so in his world there's no woman. What do you think? Is that discrimination toward women or what? What do you think?
I think in here it means in fact the physical body of the woman is weaker than man. So maybe in here in the sutra it means yeah, because it's not discrimination, but it's I think there is a world with no gender there, neither.
Yeah. Okay. Tammy, are you there? Yes. Okay. So again, here does mean that there's any kind of discrimination to women, but here people were born uh, in that lens. Right? They let's see here. Uh, oh, okay. All living beings will be born through transformation and will be without desire. That means they won't be born in the wombs like human. Is it like the pure land of Amitabha Buddha? Whoever was born over there, they were born in the lotus, not in the wombs like here. So basically, there's no gender at all. Uh, mm. so um, so what do you think? And Jimmy, when we born in some Buddha land, there's no gender. What do you think? That's possible?
Yeah, more fakti. That's how I understand it. So I haven't have a chance, to go any further or research about the Buddha lane yet, because it's right now I'm too busy with the livelihood of somebody. So, but in the future I will do that. I try to make time, but for at this moment I don't know that.
Yeah, Thân Thiện, what do you think? Suppose that you were born in some land there's no gender at all. What do you think is possible or you don't know?
More Thai. I think it's possible because the way that there only one gender is, so that these living beings that are born there are likely not uh, to be to have a lustful mind, um, so that they don't have any sexual desire, um, so that they can focus on cultivate the mind and practice the way. It's easy for them to. I think the way they do it, it's much easier for them to cultivate the way.
Yeah, cô Thông Nguyễn, what do you think? If we were born in that land, then there's no gender at all. Responsible? What do you think?
Yeah, thưa thầy, I think it's possible. Yeah, I was just thinking. Actually, it was always very difficult for me at work because I work in technical company. So less than 1% of my colleagues are female. Also, yeah, I don't know why it's like this, but yeah, in my department now where I work, as also we only have 7 female colleagues, and the rest they are male, and everywhere. So I I already get used to it. And also at school, I was studying management, so also only 5% are female. And I think that if it's about wisdom or knowledge, so there is no gender. Because if we do exam at school or we have to pass through a certain test, they won't say, oh, if you are female, you get more double time to finish your exam or something like that. But for physically, of course, yeah, male in this earth, having a body as a male, then for physical, it's much stronger than a woman. But since in technology we have robots, so I was lucky with all this robot. I do touch screen, and so at a certain point, I was able to work with the first innovation in the company in which people say, yeah, a small lady from Vietnam, she can do a lot of things that a male cannot do. But so at that time, and also I think in the future, also on the other day, you were saying, yeah, why all the bodhisattva now come back in the form of the female more than men? I do think that in the future, there will be more, they will focus more in knowledge and in wisdom, because wisdom and knowledge, there is no gender, in my opinion.
Tammy, you follow our conversation?
No, I missed it all.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, in this passage, the Buddha said that he gave permission to this monk, the one will become Buddha in future. In his land, there's no woman at all. Is that discrimination to women? What do you think? And remember, he said that everyone will be born as transformational. That means they would not be born in the more the worms like us. Let's see here. Let me show you that passage. Right here. So all living beings will be born through transformation and will be without rules. And here, there's no evil past of existence there, nor will there be any woman. So it's like the pure land of Amitabha Buddha. So when someone was born there, they will be born in the lotus flower, not in the wombs of the mothers. So over there, there's no gender at all. That's my question. Is that possible? What do you think, Tammy?
Well, I think anything's possible, really. And it doesn't sound like discrimination because there's no gender. And plus, everybody is reborn as different genders, anyways. So everybody has a chance of being reborn there. So it's not like it's a male female thing. It doesn't sound like.
Is that, when we live in duality, that means black, white, male, female, good and bad. That's the place, or it is the place that we create a lot of problems, right? When we have the kind of judgment, when we have the kind of differences. But in the Buddha land, especially Amitabha Buddha, Pure Land, there's no gender. That means everyone is pure. There's no discrimination whether it's male or female. There's no sense of that. Everyone is pure. Yeah, mô Phật anh Hùng ha. So even some students, when they read this passage, right, especially when we talk about the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, when it's mentioned about there's no woman on the spot, they thought, oh, Buddhism discriminates woman, but that's not the case because everyone was born purely. So there's no sense of gender, male, female at all. It's go beyond the gender. That's what's meaning about. Yeah.
Tutor, I have a question.
Yes.
As I remember, Buddhism is the first religion that accept the woman having into not to leave a household living and give them the chance to practice the Dharma. I think if I remember it correctly.
Yes. That's your question?
Yes. And
Yes.
then at that time, also I remember in the text it said, then it will delay the spread of the Dharma for 500 years or something like that. And I wonder why is that so that.
Yeah, there's many reasons behind that. First of all, let's put this way. At first, the Buddha and the one that raised him after his mother passed away 7 days he was born. So after his father passed away, that queen, the sister of his mom, or he called the aunt, uh, went to see him and request to be nuns, but he denied 3 times. And later on, Ananda asked Buddha that in the past, did the Buddha, that the Buddha in the past, did they have the nun's disciple or not? The Buddha said yes. So that's why he say that, yeah, please accept them into the Sangha to become a nuns. So eventually the Buddha accept that. But of course, he gave them some kind of condition, more stricter rules. But here we need to see in the broadened views that more than 2,500 years. Uh, so somehow, whether it's the East and the West, a woman were considered as the second uh, role behind the man because the men went out to work in the field to handle the work. The woman stayed back to take care of the children and household problems. So it's not easy for the Buddha to break that kind of social taboo, right? So he didn't want to uh, change uproot any tradition that has been established there. But because of their request, he's so reluctant to accept them into the Sangha. That's the first reason. The second reason is that, again, when someone lived the whole household lives, they concentrate on their practice. So again, at that time, there was uh, there was not the rules for the monks nun how to conduct yet. He has not established yet. So he concerned. That's his second concern, that uh, uh, the male and female, when they work together, it may have some problems. Uh, like in society. So that's why he put more strict rules on women. Um, but the main things I want to um, emphasize that because of the social taboo, that he didn't want to uproot that type of taboo, that women could not be free to go to become hermit uh, as spiritual seekers. And on the top of that, one more thing, that is be inconvenience because during Buddha times, even nowadays in the Theravada traditions, monks are supposed to go out to beg for food on the street, and they stay in the mountain, in the forest, in the seclusion. And of course, for male, yes, there's some problem there, but for female, there's a serious problem if they stay by themselves in the forest, in the mountain, or even walking on the street, even now in modern age, right? In United States and Europe, somehow it's not safe to walk at night or to walk by yourself, even during the day. Not talking about in the past, 25 years, 2,500 years ago. So in Netherlands, it's safe for people to walk around or to ride a bike around and everywhere. It's safe,
Yes, correct.
really.
And in the Netherlands, they always in the past they will always have the queen.
Was that?
Now that we have the king, but the future we also queen. So his mom was the queen, and then now his daughter will also have a queen. So in the history of the Netherlands, they all always have queens. So the whole country is really feminine ruled society.
So I mean that they can ride a bike at night too. It's safe to ride a bike at night.
Yeah, but in this for some area it's not safe today.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How about you, Tammy? Have you ever ridden the bike around the towns or somewhere else? Is safe in here? What do you think?
Well, I've done stuff like that in the past, but now that I'm older, I realize how unsafe it was and how I probably shouldn't have done that. But like when I was younger, I lost my car, and so I would take the bus and I would walk to the bus stop, and I would walk, down in the West End to work and all kinds of things. Now, even where I was just working before, I would work late at night and by myself, and walk out to the car by myself. I was always very cautious. We had cameras and stuff. So, but now that I have children, it makes me think more and be more concerned about, so yeah, no, I understand what you're saying about it not being really safe. But before I didn't. And I grew up in a family of 11. So for us, we didn't really have a lot of gender rolling, like where most, especially I think more in the Asian culture too, you have the female and the male roles. Ours were all kind of mixed, like we were just all raised the same. So for me, I have to like step back. Like I don't realize how much people have been like gender rolled. Even like my neighbors, they're Christians. He was at the school, the monastery, the seminary school. And one time I tried to offer to help her, like I had some clothes for the kids to give her. And so I asked her, do you want these clothes? And she told me, well, your husband needs to call my husband and offer the clothes. And I'm like, what? Like, I just don't recognize these things or understand them. So it's like I kind of have to reverse course and try to be more understanding of it all, I guess.
Okay. And even now the Catholic nuns there, right? Most of the time they can do the charitable work. They could not teach, right? As a priest or the Catholic monks, right? And in Buddhist tradition, there's some nunneries that the nuns run by themselves. Actually, in Houston, there's one of the large nunneries that run by nuns communities, and many people love to go there too. So anyway, so again, please remember three main reasons why the Buddha hesitate to accept the female into the Sangha. The first one is social taboo of the woman. Second one is the purity of the Sangha. And the last one, I think, there's a security of the female when they go out to beg for food or when they go go out by themselves. And even later on, when the Buddhist Sangha, even during the Buddha times, some nuns were raped too. So that's just horrible stories that have been recorded in the Buddhist tradition. That's why for the Theravada traditions, there's no more non lineage for 1,000 years because of that kind of problems. But now they start to realize that female lineage in Thailand, Sri Lanka, and so forth. But if you visit Taiwan, at least 70 up to 80% of the monastic members is female one. Because it's convenient for them to stay at the monastery. It's feel safe for them, especially in the Mahayana traditions. So in Vietnam, China, Taiwan, and so forth, yeah, they would not go out to beg for food. They would do the practice, the chanting, religious activities on site. That's mean at the temple, like us here, and this feels safe for them. But for the Arab tradition, it's quite different. They are exposed to all kind of dangers when they go out to beg for food, even now. Okay, so okay, let's move on then. Yeah, yeah, thầy giáo pháp, you can read this one, please.
Nhỏ quá thầy. Như nó nhỏ quá.
Nhỏ hả?
Ok, được rồi. Dạ, mô Phật rồi. This Buddha land will thus process measureless blessing of this kind and will adore and complete it. The kappa will be named treasure right and land named good and pure. The Buddha lifespan will be immeasurable. Asa kappa, his law will endure for a very long time. And after the Buddha have passed into extinction, tower adorned with the 7 treasures will be erected to him throughout the entire land. Stop right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, in here, it said that I think this is where I haven't read the previous. So this will be the prediction of one of the Arahats will become the Buddha, I assume. And this is the Buddha land that he will have, and it will measureless. That means the numerous blessing and adornment and complete with it. That means the land is adored with the blessing as well as the Dhamma. It's there for a while, and after the Buddha passed into extinction, that means he entered into the Nirvana, and they will build the stupa with the 7 treasures erect throughout the land to honor the Buddha teaching.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot to ask here in this passage. They say that let's see here. Okay. The heavenly palaces will be situated close by in the sky, so that human and heavenly beings can communicate and be within the sight of each other. So, Cô Thông Nguyễn, Netherlands is by North Pole, right? So at night you can see the sky brighter, or what do you think? In Netherlands?
So thầy, yeah, it is up, but it's not that close compared with Denmark or Norway, thưa thầy.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How far?
I think it takes 3 hours by flight and 8 hours by train. So yeah, I hear from my younger sister that in Norway it's so she live now not in Norway but in Sweden, and she told me that the church there and the people there is only 10 million people live there, and she feel more she feel much more comfortable there compared with in the Netherlands. I don't know why, but I do think that maybe the root of my younger sister in her previous life she will practice in Christian, her root. So now because she lived there, she told me the society is for her is like a heaven there for her.
Okay. And Jimmy, have you fly there before?
Yeah, Mofakte. I haven't go. I just stopped in Netherlands, but I haven't chance to go there yet. Just stop there when I was in UK for the project.
Really? Wow. Thân Thiện, have you been in Europe before?
No, thầy, no, một bậc thầy.
Hemi, have you been in Europe before?
Yeah, a long time ago, I was in Germany and the Netherlands.
Oh, you were there for a few
Mhm.
years? Or just a period of time?
Just a visit, just a vacation.
When I will travel to England, I went there for 1 week and I enter all of the palace with the queen, the England queen, and the Stonehenge. I do feel that the vibration there, like a heavenly vibration there today. There are locations in Europe that the vibration make people feel really light and peaceful.
Yeah, thầy giáo Pháp, have you been in Europe? Any chance? Many times before?
No, the only way I've been in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I don't have a chance to go anywhere because I don't want to go to visit anywhere. I have no time for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that connection, past connection there. And Jimmy, you know why in a Buddhist tradition that when the Buddhas or Arhat or any holy monks pass away, we build a stupa for them. You know why?
Just yeah, Mofakte. That's I just the way I understand it. So we respect her, the elder Jain master, and try to pray and continue to pay respect to them.
Okay. Yeah, thầy giáo Pháp, can you explain why we have the tradition to build the stupa for the Buddhas, Arhat, the patriarchs, and whoever passed away?
Yeah, more for I think it's only the one who dedicate that their life to the Dharma, the Buddha. That means it's the teaching, and that's why after they pass away, we want to honor that, and we want to set up the stupa for them, so many other people can pay respect to that. And this is where we can memorial about their dedicated work to the Buddhism. That I think that is the purpose.
Thân Thiện, you know why?
I think I think the one reason is to pay respects to them. I can't think of any other reason. Yeah, Mopakte.
Amy, you understand why in Buddhist tradition we have that type of, you know, stupa? Westminster Stupa?
Yeah, so I've heard of it before, and I think it's to not only to remember them, but also their relics are there, and that helps to keep their energy and their vibration there. So that would increase the vibration of the area.
Yeah,
Is kind of my understanding of it.
yeah. Okay, this is the stupa where they build up Kushinara. This is the stupa they built after the Buddha passed away. Right? That's called Kushinara. You've been there, right, Mr. Nguyen, right?
Yes, thầy. I've been there. The vibration there is really special there.
How?
We as Buddhism, we still feel the compassion vibration there. Also, in the place where the Buddha was born as well, the vibration of compassion of these two places is really, really clearly to feel there.
Okay. So in the West, right, in the cemeteries, right, they don't have this type of earth cover the tombs or cover the graveyard, right? But they can put the cross or the names in front of the graveyards flat, and that's quite different. But in the East, so somehow it's done from the times that the Buddha passed away, they built up this kind of stupa, and eventually develop into different type of stupa. It's just like it's point upward, like here. There's this one here. This one in Burmese Thailand style of the stupa. Have you seen this one in real life before? Tell me, this kind of stupa.
So no, I've never seen any stupas before in real life. I never even heard of them until here the past few months. But as far as like holy places that I've been to overseas, I went to Istanbul a few years back, and so I was able to visit the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia, and so those places they had, I mean, I'm sure it's not as intense vibration as the stupas have, but you could definitely tell a difference. And I think it was just more the continuous people going in and praying, the prayer rather than relics there.
Yeah, especially in Burma, they put the what you call paper gold. They pass the paper gold onto this type of stupa here. That's why you see this yellow. That's the dish. Yeah, I went to Thailand and observed that on the market, nearby the temple, they have some shops that sell, you know, mm, uh, golden leaves or golden paper. So you peel out and pass on the Buddha statue, on the Buddha's stupa, as a way to make offerings. So, Cô Thông Nguyễn, have you seen that in India?
Yes. Also in Bulgaria, many Buddhists from Thailand, they bring this gold on paper, and they do the same at the place under the tree.
Oh, yeah. So, Auntie May, you have seen that before, right? In Houston, right?
Yeah. I went to one of the temple, chùa Pháp Luân đó thầy.
Oh, did you see that? They did that?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They about you?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, from the outside. Yeah.
And they passed the golden lips into the stupa tattoo or the stupa?
Yeah, the one in the back thing.
Oh, okay. I have not been there before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Thân Thiện, you have seen that one, right? Thân Thiện.
No, Mopaka. I never seen a stupa before.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Thank you. So time is up now. Let's us finish and here, go ahead, Thang Thiên, please.
Namo Sakamuni Buddha. Namo Sakamuni Buddha. Namo Sakamuni Buddha.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mopaka.